I know. That's why we tried with our text this morning. Do you get the text? Oh. Uh, but we were just like, hey guys, there is a team meeting today. We know Joey and Samantha are out, but we're still here.
It's all right.
That's like a special slot.
What do we have? 3 people for the meeting. Look at you guys. Brian, you want to come to the meeting?
Of course, I did something first, but then I'll do that.
Another short to work with. Okay. Yeah, I think we could do this quickly. Right? Are we on? How do you know? Are you gonna tell us if we're on or not?
Yeah. I gotta refresh the slides, but.
Oh, all right.
Right.
How does it work? It's the first time.
Yeah, we don't know how to
Just
do
with
this.
the left arrow,
Can you
right
do
arrow.
it and we'll just talk?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
then you'll be good to go.
All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. So we are holding down the fort while the team goes, while some of the members are over in family reunion in Las Vegas. So I guess we can start our meeting today. Right? Group chat. What defines luxury real estate? Are you a luxury agent? Okay, so everyone, does anyone have any comments about that? What defines a luxury agent?
Is it a price point?
So in our industry, it is categorized by price point. So I believe anything above 1.5 million is luxury, which is very easy because we're in a market where the entry point is 1.5 million. So that would officially categorize everyone in here being basically a luxury agent, right? But I think it's also, I don't think it has, I mean, personally for me, I feel like it's more about the level of service.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's
Yeah.
not about, yeah, so it's not about like, you know, it doesn't matter if your client's property is $300,000 or $500,000, but you provide the same level of service if you work for a $5 million client. So I think that's what defines what a luxury agent is. It's the level of service that you provide.
Hey, Christina, it's Lorna, and I would just say some of our best referrals for me and Tracy have come from people who bought under 1 million and referred us multiple people over that price point because they said you never made us feel like we were buying something less than. You never made us feel like we weren't just as special as somebody who was spending $5 million. So definitely keep that in mind.
A luxury agent gives the client a feeling, a luxury feeling, like they are being treated the same because someone's $800,000 house to them is the same as someone's $8 million house. It's all perspective and it's all where they are in their life. So it's how you make people feel, a luxury experience. So I think that's better. And I mean, my price points are definitely lower in general because I've always had a lot of first time buyers. And I actually have had some say to me, oh, well, you only sell that top. I don't, I didn't think you'd help me because your office is a luxury office and so I think it's important to define yourself as having a luxury experience, no matter what the price point. Because I think sometimes clients get a little scared off by seeing luxury agent and they automatically assume you're like selling Sunset or something on TV, So just, define yourself as the luxury agent giving the luxury experience. So, anyone else?
All right, so let's move on to BW happenings. So the award ceremony is finally announced. It's going to be March. Oh, still not announced. Okay, so we're going to have the award ceremony in the month of March, and the details will come.
Get ready. Get your outfits.
Okay, well, welcome new agents. We have Vinnie Park, Ron Salaguro, and Maria.
You can't see her name.
Huh? Pena. So welcome the 3 agents. Are any of them here? I can't tell from all the crowd.
Raise your hand so we can see you.
Well, anyways, a round of applause for all the new agents. Welcome to the Larchmont office. And hopefully we can meet all of them face to face soon. All right. So more 8 new agents. Okay, look who joined. Oscar Sanchez and Bruce Horowitz. Fabulous. All right, so we've got 5 new agents in our office.
All right.
Congratulations and welcome. The upcoming classes. So we've got Rich's broker class, which will be held Wednesday, February. And can we move that?
No,
so that's
today.
Oh, okay.
And also Rich is on. Rich, do you want to add anything to that?
I'm doing a class on referral fee agreements, and the reason why I'm doing a class on referral fee agreements is because I look at a lot of them and they're wrong. So I want to make sure that you guys know who the referral agent is and who the recipient agent is, and that's the main reason for this class. So and referral business is a great way to make some money. So join me at 4.
Fantastic. You never know who is going to refer you. And so this is something that I highly recommend that people be well versed in. And knowing that contract, you'll have an outside agent contacting you, and or you have a client that you got to refer out. The first thing you want to do is make sure that agreement is in line and in place before you start revealing any information about that contact, that referral contact. So have that referral agreement in place. Even if they don't end up with that agent, make sure you protect yourself, okay? All right, so critical successful factoring for lead generation will be Wednesday, March 6th at 12:30. It's the lead gen.
With Richard Schulman. Is that going to be in our office or is that Zoom? He's at the beach.
He's at a West Side office.
West Side
I believe that is over Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So save the date, guys.
And he's like, his business is boom, boom, boom. So anything he says, you could definitely get some good advice.
All right, so We have officially formed the Keller Williams Larchmont Book Club. The first book will be Magic Words. I had the pleasure of hearing this author speak at Mega Camp last year. I thought he was amazing. It's incredibly informative. And our business is about conversations and how you want to make sure the words that you use, the demeanor that you present, it has a big role in how effective you can be. And so this is our first book. We will be meeting next week on Tuesday. The time for that is at.
We just sent an email out to everyone that signed up. If you're interested in joining, please let us know. It's going to be at right after Broker's Caravan next Tuesday at 2:15.
Okay, 2:15. And so if you're going to participate in the book club, that first meeting next week on Monday, we're expecting everyone to have read the first chapter. And if you buy the book online, I think the digital copy is only $1.99. So definitely worth looking into. And we hope to see you there next week, Tuesday.
So it'll be here?
Yes, it will be in the office. So the morning show with the lovely Tracy and Lorna, always there to provide a helping hand and some
Support,
yes.
lots of support, and you can talk about anything. They're there to listen, they're there to guide, they're there to laugh, cry, all the stuff.
So obviously this has been happening for quite a while now. For the last few years, it's been incredibly successful. I was one of the original members and was on there every single day for quite a long time, but
Come on back, baby.
I will do my best. But I would definitely advise all new agents to get into this morning show. It's definitely worth your time. It sets the tone for your day. It helps with some Q&As that you may be a little, I don't know, anxious to talk about, or like a little, embarrassed to bring up or something like that. But I think that it's definitely a safe place to bring up all of your Q&As. And again, it could be real estate related or business related, or the life of a realtor. Okay. So thank you, ladies. All right, so the next one, and we're having some problems.
Did you try pressing it harder?
I'm not even gonna comment on that one. All right, so we've got the Ignite training with
Christy Bailey.
yes, Christy Bailey, and it will be a Zoom. So there's no class tomorrow. There's no class today, right?
No, I think that's tomorrow, isn't it?
Okay,
Yeah.
tomorrow, no class on the 1st, and then Spark Your Career on the 4th of March, Embrace Your Job on the 5th, and Connect with Your Market on the 6th of March. So definitely hop on. And you don't always, Ignite is not something that you just do once, because there's always more information that you can capture and absorb on the next round that you may have missed on the first round. And so she's an amazing teacher. So please hop onto that. And KW Tech from 10 to 11 on tomorrow. What's new with Slim? What's new with the SLM and Command?
No, Scott Leroy Marketing,
Oh.
SLM. So I guess that's the Scott Leroy training, I'm assuming.
Nice, okay. So, and then we've got another one scheduled for March 1st through the 6th, scheduled to come. Okay. So mentee meeting obviously is canceled because Joey is out of town for a family reunion, so I'm sure we'll reconvene next week. Broker Caravan is every Tuesdays from 11 to 2. The office is incredibly proactive with this. So I would advise even for seasoned agents to go out and see what the inventory is, because, that's how the conversation gets started. So, yeah, so it's every Tuesdays from 11 to 2.
And then this flow, have you gone on the flow thing? Okay.
Okay, so this is great. I think it helps more with your mental health of being in the real estate industry. It's an incredible support group. So please hop on and see what you can benefit from that.
It's like a little pep rally.
It is really. Save the date, March 13 is meeting presenter neat method. So I guess they're, what are they like?
I love that picture. That makes me happy. Organizing. I need them. So I think we could all use a little extra organizing. Except you, you're super organized.
No, my life needs organizing. Thank you. Okay, so buyer consultation, focus on whys and not the whats. Thursday, March 23rd, learn to conduct a structured consultation that you won't learn anywhere else. Connect like never before, shift from being house-centric to consumer-centric. Add a new tool to your belt that will make your buyers feel heard and cared for and never go anywhere else. This will be provided by Christy Bailey, and it will be a Zoom class.
It looks like you have to scan. I can't see because the line's there, but it looks like you have to, do you have to register?
To get
Yes.
the Zoom link, but she'll be sending it out to everybody as well.
Okay.
Okay.
If you didn't hear that, Brian just said that she'll send out the link to everyone. So
March 23rd, save the date from 10 to 12. Buyer consult. Every new agent should be watching this. Next, core services.
who's here?
Andy, are you online?
I am. Hi, everybody. So just a couple of things. The market's been a little hot and cold the last week and a half, 2 weeks. The CPI information came in a few weeks ago, a little hotter than expected. Keep our eyes open for tomorrow. The PCE, or personal consumption expenditure, numbers come out. The Fed loves this number. So all eyes are on that. Depending on which direction it goes, if it's hotter than expected, we're anticipating the bond market to react to that negatively. By the same token, if it comes in lower than expected or on target, we could see a little benefit in terms of rate. So, you know, we've been talking about it for what, 2 years? Long time. We're all just holding our hats, right? Holding on to whatever the tone is with the Fed, and obviously this inflation information. The difficult part about it is that if we really look at the information that is out there, you know, sure, people are spending money and inflation is slowly coming down. What we see in the headlines, though, is that, oh, the economy is remaining strong and people are still spending money. The real underlying story of it all is the consumer debt is at an all-time high. People are charging to pay for things. That does not indicate a strong economy. It means it's a robbing Peter to pay Paul scenario, right? And so unfortunately, until all of this comes to light and the data actually catches up, we're all just kind of in a holding pattern, right? But it's still a great opportunity for people. It's a great opportunity for folks to get in because there's still people sitting on the sidelines. I know that inventory remains tough, but values continue to go up and they'll continue to do so as long as we're in a tight inventory situation. There's only one way for values to go, right? So I'm always happy to be a resource. I'm happy to talk through it with clients, you know, whether I'm on the deal or not. If anybody just wants more of a deep dive into it, I'm always here to talk about it. But I think the real key piece when you're talking to your clients is that there is an underlying story to what information is out there. People are going into debt because of inflation. People are going into debt to pay for the things that they need. The buy now, pay later programs, we all see it's also at an all-time high. These are key indicators that the economy really isn't as strong as we think. People are coming to me all the time about cash out refinances to pay off credit card debt. So anyway, I'm here. I'm happy to run scenarios, talk through things, really just have a conversation about the market. That's all I got. Keep your eyes on the news tomorrow with the PCE and see which direction that goes. And that's it.
Thank you,
Andy, I have not heard anybody say that.
Say what?
I haven't, about how difficult the economy is right now. And these cash out refinancing, wow, thank you for that information. I mean, yeah, that means maybe we should be reaching out to clients who purchased recently who might be underwater to get help from you or other things. Maybe they need to sell. I don't mean to sound like a vulture, but it's just to help people. So wow, thanks for that information.
Yeah, I have some clients right now that are refinancing and they're paying off an equity line. The equity line interest rate has gone through the roof because equity lines are tied to the Fed fund rate, and every time the Fed adjusts that rate, those equity lines go up. These people are refinancing. If you take, I think I did a little example of this several weeks ago about the blended rate. If somebody's sitting on that golden rate of 3.25% and they've got a 10% interest rate on their line of credit, or they've got a 25% interest rate on their credit card debt, doing a refinance at 6.75 or 7% could save these people a ton of money. And to your point too, Lorna, about people needing to sell, if people are that far in debt, maybe they've got kids going to college and they don't have student loans, or they're paying for their kids' tuition or whatever. You just don't know what the circumstances are. People are in debt.
God. So just to check in to see how your past clients are that purchased with you is a good idea.
Yeah. And also the other thing too, to touch on too, if you have clients that you helped get into a place and they have mortgage insurance, let's say they put less than 20% down in the last 2 to 3 years, they can potentially get that mortgage insurance removed. That is also an opportunity for you to just touch base. And maybe they've got a friend that they've talked to that is looking to get into the market. They're all really good conversations to have. I've touched base with, I don't even know how many dozens of clients that had mortgage insurance in the last couple of years. They're getting it removed.
Wow. And I would just give a shout out to you, Andy. She will give a very honest analysis. Tracy and I had a client last year and we tried to see if maybe she could refinance to get out of water. And Andy was very honest with, okay, I don't think this is going to work. And we did end up selling their property and got them into a great place. And they're forever grateful because that burden was so huge on them. But Andy, you were just super duper honest. And I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Okay, well, so one of the other things that I've actually been listening to as far as my clients is concerned, I've got a lot of clients in the tech world, and the tech business is actually laying off a ton of employees. So Etsy's laid off, Google's laid off, Snapchat's laid off, and so it's hitting everybody. Medical industry is laying off people as well, so it's just across the board. All of my high-paid executives, actually one of them even got laid off. And so just kind of letting you know, that is also going to affect the clients in whatever position they're in with their home as well. So
and we're in LA, so lots of people in the entertainment industry, and everybody thinks just because the strike is over, it's all good. Well, it is not. Paramount just laid off 800 people, I think, last week. So yeah, check-ins are crucial, keeping in communication with our clients and making sure they're okay. That's key.
And let me just also touch on that too, the entertainment folks. And I think I've mentioned this before. We have a very specific, we call it the Jumbo Express program. We underwrite these loans just like a conventional loan. I can't tell you how many entertainment folks who were affected by the strike last year. If you're talking a standard jumbo loan, a regular bank, if somebody shows declining income on a traditional jumbo loan of more than 20%, more than likely that bank will not give that jumbo loan. We have this Jumbo Express loan that underwrites just like a conventional loan. And so these writers that I'm currently doing loans for and so forth, certainly had a 20% or more drop in income because of the strike, we're okay because we're underwriting those just like conventional loans. We know that they're back to work. They're self-employed, right? But they're back to work. And but they had that pretty drastic drop in income last year. So everything is worth a check-in, and certainly worth a conversation to get people on the right track, get a game plan together. Somebody may not be ready right this second, but you never know. It could be 6 months, it could be a year, it could be 2 years. It's always worth a check-in and always worth a conversation.
Yeah. This is the ideal time to make that care call to your clients, like we did when the pandemic had first hit. So it's just, and plus all the rain that we've had, I've been reaching out to my clients to make sure they're having any major water intrusions. So it's an ideal time to make those care calls. So use that and just say, you know, how have you guys been? You know, you never know. Client just lost their job. Duncan?
Yes, hello, everybody. Hopefully I have some positive news right now. I just got back from Vegas myself. For some reason, every real estate related company has done things in Vegas in the last 2 weeks. So, you know, we had our national sales conference and I had some great takeaways from there to share. One of which is it's really impressive the amount of claims we actually service and the amount we actually pay out. You know, seeing those numbers and hearing about denials and things like that, you know, a lot of times you hear the negative about home warranty companies and their lack of coverage, but it's pretty amazing how much Fidelity actually does pay out on an individual basis per year. And, you know, they've added a lot of things in the background that I myself didn't even know about in terms of service on the claim side. And that's just going to keep improving. So they're setting a lot of metrics in place and a lot of different processes. And of course, I have my claims concierge, Tanisha, who is there to support myself and you guys and your clients. So between myself and Tanisha, it should be a much better experience than hopefully you've had in the past with any home warranty company. So I just want to reiterate that, that I'm here all the time for you, as well as my claims concierge, Tanisha. And also, I know I owe some of you door hangers. So for those of you that are waiting on them, I apologize about the delay. Again, I was out of town last week. Please text me or DM me after this meeting if you're on, so that I can have a little reminder. I can stop in the office either Friday of this week or early next week and get some of those to you, because I do have some in person. And that's really all I have today. So again, thank you for all your support. Love all of you guys, and looking forward to an awesome year this year.
Thank you, Duncan. He's an amazing home warranty rep. He has really been crucial for us, especially for some of our deals. And so we do make a point to call him when we write our RP, our purchase agreement, to make sure that whatever that product of property that we're purchasing, that the home warranty does cover, that we make sure that the amount that we ask for is fully covering that policy. So, you know, and he's so available, so take advantage of that. And we're a fan, Duncan, so thanks.
Thank you, Christina. And yeah, just as she said, you know, I want to make myself available for you guys. So please do, you know, text me when you're writing up an offer, because every house is different. You know, I had an agent at a different office text me yesterday. He happened to have property that had, it was like a house with a second house and two kind of bungalow situations in the back. And they only asked for $1,200 for home warranty. And with all those things going on, it happened to be more than that. So we'd love to pad in as much as we can for you. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. And don't forget, you guys are a Crest office. So, you know, always write in Crest. And then one thing I forgot to mention, and this, I don't think this has been announced yet, but we're going to be doing an NHD and Fortress Fire Zoom by my NHD partner. So for those of you that don't know, we also do NHD, but a lot of things have come up with this Fortress Fire report regarding NHD. So we're going to have a Zoom on that coming up in March. So I'll keep you guys posted on that too.
Fabulous. Thank you, Duncan. Hey, Mary Kay, are you with us today? Going once, going twice. All right, moving on. Haley, are you with us today?
Hi, guys. Today I wanted to talk about preliminary title reports, and I specifically wanted to highlight our prelims at Clearmark Title. So for those of you who haven't seen our prelims, each one that gets sent out will have a clear order top sheet, which grades each property from A to D, depending on what liens are attached to the property. And actually, I think on the next screen, I have an example of what that looks like. And it's clearly going to highlight how title's vested, the status of taxes, and what liens need to be addressed. And I always recommend ordering a prelim after getting the listing contract signed, in order for us to ensure there's nothing on the prelim that could stall or prohibit your transaction from closing. And my title team is amazing, and typically prelims are going to be sent out the next morning after you order them. And if needed, we can also get you guys a prelim same day. And once that prelim is sent out, I'm always happy to walk you through what is on there. And in addition to prelims, I'm always here to help you guys with farming, or if you guys have any general property questions. So my email is up on the screen if anyone needs to reach out for any additional information.
All right, thank you, Haley.
Oh, there
So
you go.
there it is. I mean, I would definitely recommend if you get a listing signed and you determine what escrow company you're going to work with, I would order that prelim. I had a recent scenario where I did not order the prelim, and when we were open as escrow, the first thing they wanted was the prelim on day one. So.
And if you don't understand the prelim, call Haley. She can explain it to you. So, because if your clients ask about it, you want to be able to sound knowledgeable. And so you don't, so you're not caught feeling a little off. Maybe call her to explain it and then, send it over to whoever so you can be more well-versed.
Thank you. Okay, David, escrow? No.
You sent a Jonathan up, but I guess not.
Okay.
This is exactly what you were talking about. That Larchmont escrow does offer this, so that you can get things like the prelim taken care of before you even open escrow.
Right.
It's important to pull it too, mainly because you want to make sure you have the right person sign the listing agreement.
Yeah.
I mean,
From the title report.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like when you pull the title, sometimes there's stuff on there that even the owner didn't know. And you're raising your hand. Would you have a?
Yeah. So even pulling the title report, it covers you in kind of a sticky situation. I pulled the title report, I was signing with two other people on title. And it turns out that there was this whole legal battle going on behind me, behind the situation. And if I hadn't really pulled that title report,
You'd be in the dark.
Yeah, I knew nothing about what was going on there, that I could have some sort of liability.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a definite way to be more efficient, to understand the property that you're listing, making sure that there isn't any challenges that was not anticipated. So
There's also some interesting things, like I have a property coming up where it's a land lease. And that shows the owner of the land lease as one of the owners of the home, which is so confusing to me because I've never run across this situation before. So it's something where it's really great to have the resources we have, like David, so you can say, what does this mean? Do I need to have this random person that my clients don't know sign this? It's so you can really, fill your bucket with knowledge. So when you go to your client, you feel confident.
And just one last thing is that there's a lot of there's city reports that have to be pulled before an escrow can be closed. And by bringing it to escrow ahead of time, you can have that city report pulled, you can have it going so that once a buyer comes in, if they want to close quickly, you can close as soon as possible without having to wait for any bureaucracy.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that is also made me think of solar. And solar is, especially a solar lease, is a lien on the property, and that takes a minimum of 30 days pretty much to handle. So when I sign a listing and they have solar, way before we get into escrow, I've had David start to delve into at least who to contact and have every duck in a row. So when it is, again, first day that we open escrow, he's on it, because that could really, really put a monkey wrench into your timing on it.
You would hate to delay a closing because you have a cash buyer who wants to close in 10 days because you don't have your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
That would be painful. All right, so we've got Rich. I know he's on.
Yeah, thank you, ladies. You're doing a bang up job. Thank you so much for stepping in. I don't know, I know that John goes to CAR meetings, so I don't know if he's reported on stuff that happened at CAR, but I'm gonna do it, and if we overlap, forgive me. I do want to let you know that CAR has a charity entity, housing affordability fund, and they funded $1 million into the pathway to home ownership for closing cost assistance. So you go to car.org and you can put in search pathway to home ownership, and find out how your clients can get that closing cost assistance. That's one good thing. The next thing, probably most people aren't going to think they're very good, but the board of directors did vote to sponsor legislation to make a buyer broker agreement mandatory. So right now they're looking for a congressperson to aid in putting this together. They anticipate probably this taking place, going into effect probably January of 2025. So we've seen the writing on the wall, and that's the direction that we're all going into. This is what they've decided. So be on the lookout for that. You should be using the buyer broker agreement, right now, even though it's not mandatory, because I've been told by more and more agents they're seeing zero compensation to the buyer's agent. So this is the way to protect yourself. So that's that. Also, while we were in Monterey, many of you might have heard about this case in Massachusetts where the DOJ sent in an opinion. A lot of agents took it as gospel that this is what was happening. It's not. What the case is, it's another seller class action suit. The DOJ weighed in a statement of interest, meaning they have an interest into the outcome of this case. So they wanted to get their opinion in there. And the proposed settlement offer that was on the table is the offer of cooperating brokerage compensation was optional, just as we've heard. Offer of compensation could be zero, yes. Offer of compensation from the seller, not from the buyer, from the broker, excuse me. Which has all been part of all of these settlements. And none of these settlements have gone through 100%. Now, what the DOJ statement said, they want to prohibit the offer of compensation to the buyer broker. They want no offer of compensation to the buyer's broker in any shape or form. That was their opinion. Now the judge can take that opinion and do with it what they want, but now we know, because NAR has been after the DOJ saying, what do you want? We had an agreement on the table. You pulled the agreement. You Court of Appeals said you have to abide by the agreement, but they still have been fighting it, but they won't tell anybody what they want. Well, now we know what they want. They don't want any buyer compensation offered in the MLS anywhere. So what does it mean? Right now, it doesn't mean anything, because we don't know what the outcome of these cases. I will say, in regards to these cases, what they're trying to do now is to consolidate there's like 26 cases, separate cases now. They're trying to consolidate them all into one. So that's what the effort is right now. It's
sorry.
Go ahead. No, basically what I was going to say, it's do the business the way you've been doing it, all this time. Make sure you're explaining to the seller how compensation works. That we offer cooperating brokers compensation. It opens them up to a wider pool. There's those VA loans that they can't pay that commission. So just basically, it's being upfront and doing things the same way, and to get a buyer broker agreement. Somebody had a question.
I did. Rich, real quick, regarding if it is something where you definitely have a buyer, that it's legal that you have to have the buyer broker agreement and, the listing agreement, which, I always do the buyer broker, but I have a question, because are banks going to be on board with this? And that's because if all of a sudden these buyers are having to come up with the 2.5% at closing, I know banks have a limit to the amount of closing costs percentage wise to the purchase price. So is that going to be a shift in that industry to accommodate buyers purchase? Or is it going to be wrapped in their loan possibly?
Well, I haven't heard the banks making any consolidations at this point in regards to compensation. The talk is, do they add it to the loan? Well, that throws off the ratio. So right, what is being said right now is this is all still negotiable. So if you have a buyer who, say the seller is not offering compensation, if you have a buyer who can't afford to pay the commission, you still can go to the seller or the seller's agent and say, look, my buyer can't pay the commission. Is the seller willing to pay this? This is and that's going to be allowed. You're going to see in June, the RPA is going to change somewhat and to accommodate this a little more. Other forms, they're going to be doing a commission compensation advisory that you can give to your buyers and sellers to explain this a little more in detail. So and we've told them, you've got to make it easy to understand. Number one, don't make it as complex and a concept. So I'm not sure I answered your question, Tracy.
Yeah,
but
that's the hurdle, really.
Right, it is.
Especially for a lower price point. I mean, they could barely get their 5 to 10% down, maybe 3.5% down. They surely cannot come up with an extra $10,000, $15,000 to their agent. So that's where we're gonna run into it's already in the contract to ask the seller to.
Right. If you have a
But
buyer broker agreement, yes.
I mean, well, you should anyway. I'm just
Yeah,
assuming you do.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the real problem is, especially, first time buyers, they scrimped and saved for their down payment. And the
Right.
last thing they come up with is your commission as well.
Correct.
Even though they value you and they understand needing somebody to protect them. And, I just feel like there's gonna be so many, it's gonna flip and the lawsuit's gonna go the other way in a couple of years. Because then the
Well,
buyers
there are already buyers lawsuits out there. So yeah.
they're gonna be feeling like they're not protected. It's gonna be the same thing, just reverse.
Yeah. That's it. That's all the good news.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
We'll cross that bridge if and when it comes. And for me, I would say that for a seller to not offer that buyer broker commission would be disservicing themselves, because we're in an industry that we have a lot of influence to our clients. And so the properties that we recommend and choose may not be that property that's not offering that commission. So they are going to disadvantage themselves. And I don't see, since sellers have been so accustomed to the method of this protocol, that to have this massive shift in that, I think I don't really see that happening. And again, and it's up to the listing agents to educate the sellers to understand what they're going to disadvantage if they decide to go down that route. We've seen a lot of these brokerages, discount brokerages like Purple Bricks and stuff that just kind of came and went really quickly. And it's because they don't provide the level of service that an agent would, that is being compensated for their services.
It's about being able to explain that whole thing.
It is, and it's our job to educate them and to give them full understanding of what the pros and cons are of not offering that buyer broker commission.
Most of those companies end up selling houses for way below market.
Exactly.
So people want to pay an extra 2.5%, or do they want to lose 15-20%?
And obviously we understand the incentive for a buyer broker commission. That's why people sometimes put in 3% or 4%, because they're incentivizing the agents to bring their clients in and expose that home to that, right? So
the other agents are your sales force. That's a good way to look at it. And you want to incentivize your sales force. And that's a good way to look at it. And years ago, when I would see $1 commission, which there's people in the Valley that have done that, or even 1% or 2%, one of my first calls and questions to the agent was, is your seller really difficult? Is your seller in a distressed position? And they're like, no, why? I'm like, oh, because the commission is low. So I'm just assuming they're difficult to work with. And then boom, 2 days later, it'd be 2.5 on the MLS. So sometimes it's about educating the other agent too. You just kind of pull the like, gosh, I'm so sorry you're having to deal with such a difficult client. And then it changes. So it's perception. You look bad as the seller if you're not able to work within how everyone else is working.
And I will say, I do lose respect for the agents that do offer less commission
Me
too, because
too.
they did not handle their portion of listing that property properly. Just saying, that's my 2
Okay,
cents.
I have a question for you, because you do some of these deals. So a lot of these deals. So if you have a repeat client and they do ask you for that break, and so let's say you end up 4.5.
I offer 2.5 to the opposing agent, and I will take the less commission
Because you're going to get
every
more,
single time.
you get more deals
Yeah.
with the person.
I'm not going to disadvantage my seller because of, wanting a little bit of a leeway with me because of the past relationship and the amount of times that I've actually had to service them. Plus, I'm sure they're a client that may have given me referrals as well. So I have a client, and then we do probably at least a minimum of 4 to 5 transactions per year, and he has never asked me for a discount. So it's about the level of service that you provide and making sure that they understand that every penny is worth that service. And the question is, okay, what service do you not want then? Let's talk about that if you want a discount. I'm a little aggressive about that.
No, that's, you have to be. You have to respect yourself as an
All
agent
right.
and value yourself.
Let's celebrate. It's happy birthday for Champ Davenport and Ember Nuer today. And then Martin Chavez, March 1st. Timothy Manosmith.
There you
I
go.
always have that. And Mark Marassi, right? And on the 5th. So happy birthday to all the March babies.
No promise.
Closed listings, closed escrows. So we've got Angela Bond on 7134 Hollywood, Heidi Davis on Gower, Pete Bonacor on Cochrane, Linda Rock on Crestwood, Anita Che on Van Nord. So congratulations to all you agents on new closed escrows. And this list is getting small. Ooh, this is nice. It's been busy. So new escrows, Tiffany Chin on Amber and on Stern, on Tran, on Grand, First, San Pedro, San Pedro. Oh, wow. Moonwoo Kim on Timberwood, Rachel and Tiffany on Colorado, and Mike Flanagan and Troy on Wilton. So congratulations. Oh, you sold that, huh?
Congrats,
Mike.
You too.
Yeah, the Wilton one. Yeah, you opened escrow on that, right?
That's all you.
Oh,
That's Troy.
congratulations, gentlemen. Closed leases, we have Michelle Mena on Kingsley, Matthew Lavi on Willoughby, Tiffany Chin on Horn, Paul Yu on Orange, and Heidi Davis on June. So congratulations to everyone as well. So new listings. Single family, Pete Bonacor, it's at 24250 Highlander Drive, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square feet at 875. Pete, do you want to talk, or Trish?
Hey.
That's in West Hills. I had to look it up when I got this. I didn't know where West Hills was, but
Are
it's
you kidding me? I sell there all the time.
Calabasas, and it's a really sweet neighborhood. And this is 1,600 square foot, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. A little dated, but really livable. And priced it very aggressively, $875. And we're getting calls on the book. So expose it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Consider offers middle next week.
Can I ask you a quick question? What's the backyard like?
It's huge. It's a great flat backyard. It butts up to a creek, but it's not where you're gonna have water intrusion. It's very private. Yes, it's a
Yeah, that's a nice area. If you have first-time buyers, I always direct them to West Hills. It's getting a little out of their price points though.
Yeah,
It's getting really
very
popular.
small system.
Mhm.
So,
Wide streets,
oh yeah,
like it's Mayberry-esque.
exactly.
Nice. Well, congrats. So, Alex, it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath at 1410 square feet at 850. So this is the, which building is this one? It's the one in downtown.
This is Toy Factory.
Okay, Toy Factory.
It's just a price reduction, and it came on as new. It's still the same one.
Got it. Okay, well,
Toy
best of
Factory.
luck.
Thank you.
That's it, huh? My gosh. Leases. So we've got Day Park at Fremont, 5-bath at 4465 square feet at 15,000. So this is the gated community over by Rossmore. And John Barentine, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, single family, 1540 square feet for 4,200. That's a pretty good deal. Dave Young Her on 5-bedroom, 2-bath, 2180 square feet for 6,000. Didn't they just sell this?
Yeah, maybe he sold it and now that person wants to lease it.
Uh-huh.
Nice, I recognize it.
Yeah, I think they have a long-term tenant in the back unit, and so the front house is the one that's being offered. Cute. It's an adorable location too. So Sharon, it's got a 1-bedroom, 1-bath at 650 square feet at 1950 in North Hollywood. and income properties. So Vinny, our new agent to the office, has got a 4-unit, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 7,000 square foot lot for a little shy of 1.8 million on Kenmore. Land for lease or land for sale. Elizabeth, look at Blair is, wow, okay, so 74,554 square feet. So it's like, what is that, a little shy of 2 acres, right? Yeah, it's at 1.350 Malta Street. Where is this?
On a hill.
Huh?
Highland Park.
Okay.
I know.
It, yeah. It's steep, huh?
Put a lot of like tents on there. Don't you think?
So Vinny Park's got one on Fedora, so K-Town 5908 square feet lot. And it's at 1.5. So I guess this would be land for sale. This looks like a rendering, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That does look like.
So one thing I want to tell you guys, just because I experienced it recently, so when you guys do renderings, make sure there is no people in the renderings because the MLS will catch you on that.
Or pets, right?
Yeah, so nothing.
Or pets, yes, or
Yeah,
pets.
so nothing living. So you definitely cannot have people or pets on your renderings even. So just kind of letting you know. Thank you, Rich, for letting me know.
Is that a HUD violation? Is that like a fair housing type thing?
It's an MLS rule, and then yeah, I don't know exactly where it comes from. It makes no sense, but yeah.
I know.
People,
I actually
yeah, I know, you got it.
I contested it because I said it's the rendering. It's not even real people. But I was defeated. Okay, so we've got some pocket listings here. Day Park on Portland Street, 2 units, 8 beds, 4 baths, square footage of 3,018. Lot size is 6235, and I don't know what it's priced at. Oh,
There you go.
1.5 mil. So call Day if you have an interested buyer for that. And then and that's it.
There you go.
We'll
I think
call it a wrap. All right, guys. I'm just kidding.
that's it. Okay. All right.
Oh, wait, before we leave, if
Oh,
anyone wants to fill the bucket or have any needs, or I'm so sorry, if anyone's got also pocket listings that they want to announce, this is the time to do so.
pocket, fill the bucket, and anything you want to say.
I want to fill the bucket for Christina and Tracy for handling this meeting. Y'all were jamming. Woohoo!
And it's before 12.
There you go.
All
There
Boom,
you
boom.
go.
right, thanks guys for joining us. Have a
Thanks.
great week.
See you guys next week.
Thank you.
I have to ask, he does have a pocket that I saw on social media. No, yeah.